It's tank top season, and this video is for my physics lovers. I'm a doctor of physical therapy, and I'm a science nerd at heart. And what I love about physical therapy, and a lot of people don't realize, is that physical therapy is just applying physics and the laws of physics to the human body based on what we know about your anatomy, where your muscles attach, how they contract. We can apply the laws of physics to help you move better. So I wanted to talk to you today about how that applies to running, and specifically the aerodynamics of running. So just like cyclists, when they are leaning forward and they're trying to reduce the amount of wind resistance as they're riding so they can be speedier, just like birds as they draft behind each other, we're trying to use the wind to our advantage and not have it block us so much. So let's review a simple law of physics. We all may know that an object in motion is going to stay in motion as long as there's not an equal and opposite reaction that's going to stop it. So as you're running, one thing that I often see with folks is that they like to run with their chest upright, okay? And probably with smaller stride length too, not a full stride length, but a smaller one. What you can think about is if I've got that wind resistance coming at me and it's hitting this block wall of my chest, of my trunk, okay, and I'm just very upright, that wind is going to have to disperse out to the side, maybe up, down, but most likely to the sides, and it's going to slow me down a little bit. Not so much that I lose speed completely because the wind isn't equal to my force of running, but it is going to slow me down. It can also cause our object of our trunk to bend to its will. So as we're running and that wind's really strong, we might even lean a little bit further back to try and fight that wind more, or it's bending us this way, and that leads to more lordosis in the back, more low back pain, issues with that. So as I tell my asthmatic runners, as I tell my people with low back pain, as I tell people who are trying to increase their core strength or their speed, using the aerodynamics of wind and trying to have it work with you rather than against you is going to make a change in that speed. So as you're running, you want to imagine that you've got a long stride length, okay, long leg behind you, because that means you're using your glute, not your quad to push off, or your calf to push off, or your hamstring. You're using that glute, so long stride length behind you. You want that lower abdominal engaged, so you don't have this lower lordosis, okay? Then we don't want this rib flare here, so we're gonna bring in those upper abdominals. We don't want those shoulders rounded and blocking that wind, so we're gonna bring those shoulders back. And then we don't want our head blocking the wind either, so we're gonna bring it in line with our trunk. You're looking for this diagonal posture, or at least what feels like diagonal to me, okay? And that way when the wind hits you, it's not gonna block, it's gonna glide down your body and not work so hard against you, and you can increase that speed as you're running. Like I said, to me, it feels like I'm in a true diagonal. However, you may see differently on the video, and that's another good reason that it's great to see an expert, see someone who get eyes on you, because sometimes, even though we're trying to do the right thing, it's not really coming out that way, and we just need a little cueing so that we can understand and feel in our bodies better. So try it. Try changing your stride just a little bit, maybe even just one of these recommendations, and see how it affects you. See, like, not only does it increase your speed, does it maybe reduce low back pain? Does it maybe make it easier for you to breathe as you're running? And let me know what your experience is in the comments.